get started and get right back into things. I'm Brad Alexander, and we're talking about foundations for sales. And the topic we've been discussing and going into is who is selling whom? Who's doing the selling? Are you the sales professional doing the selling when you engage a customer, or are you being sold by your customer on their objections, reasons for not buying? We're going to get into things. What I've got for you this time, I'm going to give you 10 objections, and I'm going to give you 2 word tracks to overcome those objections. Okay, so 10 objections, and we're going to go kind of rapid fire. 10 objections, and I'm going to give you a couple word tracks on each one. So we'll go quick here, but I want to be able to knock them all out, and this will give you a couple attempts at these objections as you're approached by them, or as your customer uses these objections for you. Let's start off, and we've done a couple of these. We've done bigger and grander and a lot more wordy. So I'm just going to give you some quick bullets that you can use, okay, if you will. We'll start off with the basics. Just looking. Okay, that's the one everybody gets hit with. Just looking. That's great, folks. This morning's sales meeting, I was put in charge of just looking. So, are we just looking for a new or used vehicle today? All right? And if they come back at you again with just looking, hey, that's fine, folks. All I do here is simply provide information on whatever vehicles you would like to look at. Were you looking for new or used? Or what are you driving now? Okay? You see there's redirect at the end of each of these. Okay? You've got to redirect people and get them back on the road to the sale. So there's just looking. Best price. Best price objection when you get it early on in the process, just when the customer arrives. Best price. Hey folks, I understand you want the best price, and I wouldn't expect you to purchase a vehicle if we couldn't get it on agreeable terms for you. Let's make sure we've got the right vehicle, and then I'll certainly go to work for you to get you the right price. Were you looking for the automatic or manual transmission? Okay, there's one. If they come back again, yeah, no, we get that. We just want to know what's the best price on this car. Folks, please don't make a $25,000 mistake because you wouldn't allow yourself 5 minutes to make sure this is exactly the vehicle that you want. Please allow me to show you what you're getting for your money. Now, did you want it lighter or darker colors? Okay. Transition back, redirect, get back onto the road to the sale. How about when a customer tells you they want to use their bank? That kind of comes up the worst from time to time. I want to use my bank. That's great, folks. What bank do you use? And then when they answer you, fantastic. We work with them. We work with all our local lenders. Come on inside. And then you walk in. This is obviously at the point of going for a write-up, so you want to just be assumptive with it. That's great. We use them too. Come on inside. Okay, you want to get them sit down and write them up. If they say, no, really, we're going to go to our bank first. We want to get pre-approved and get everything else taken care of. Fantastic. Come on inside, because your bank is going to want the information that we've got anyway. So let's go get that for you. Okay, it's leading you to the write-up. Does their bank need the information? Yeah, they need to know what vehicle they're going to be providing a loan on. Do they not? Yes, of course they do. So get them inside. Their bank is going to need our information. They're going to need a VIN. They're going to need a purchase order. So, and obviously, we're not just going to lay down and do that. We're going to try and capture the financing in-house. But if not, so what? Right? Let's get them in, get them on paper, because if you don't write them, you're never going to roll them. So I want to use my bank. There's a couple attempts at that one. How about the spouse stall, or the one-legged customer, if you will? There's another party involved. All parties aren't present, and you've got one party there. There's a couple ways that you can attack that. And the first, what I would suggest is, now does your significant other or spouse, whatever it is, do they obviously agree with you on your current situation? Am I correct? Yeah, they agree with my current vehicle, my current situation. Great. So if all I did was better your situation, would they have any objection to that? What can they answer to that? Well, no, of course they wouldn't object if you made my situation better. Great. And then you lead to the write-up. Now, if they object again, say you're writing up or trying to write up, and they say, no, I've got to have my spouse here, or I need to talk to them, then there's two questions you got to find out. Does your spouse or significant other need to agree on the vehicle, or do they need to agree on the numbers? If it's the vehicle, then you suggest, well, let's go take the car over to them and let them take a look at it. If it's the numbers, great, why don't we get her on the phone and let's discuss it with her. Let's find out what kind of a budget you guys can agree on. Now, sometimes a customer will say, well, both the numbers and the vehicle. Great, I would go back to, let's go show her the vehicle, and then when you get to show that person the vehicle, we can discuss a budget as well. The spouse or the one-legged customer, it's nice if you can find that out earlier in the process. That way, when you're out on the demo, you can say, hey, wait, did you say your spouse was at work today? Yeah. He's at work or she's at work. Okay. Well, where do they work? Oh, over at so-and-so. Oh, wow. That's not far from here. Why don't we take the car by and let them take a look? Right? When you're out on the demo, it's a little bit easier than trying to get the customer back into the car. So if you can find that out early, please do. It'll make it better for you. It'll make it easier for you to have kind of a preemptive overcoming of the objection versus waiting for it to come up at the time to negotiate or write the car deal up. Wrong color. You hear this one a lot, and all my order takers out there, you can't overcome this objection. It can be done. You can overcome the wrong color. First thing is to minimize it. Minimize the objection. The vehicle's not the right color. Okay, well, aside from color, is there anything that would prevent you from buying the vehicle today? I'm minimizing that objection. Aside from color, is there anything that would prevent you from buying this vehicle today? Okay, see how that's worded? I'm planting the seed that color certainly would prevent you from buying the vehicle. Everything else is right about the car, so let's go. If they persist at it, yeah, well, color's pretty important to me. I really wanted this, that, or the other thing. This is your last ditch effort on the wrong color. Is for the right proposal, would you consider this color? For the right proposal, would you consider this color? Or for the right proposal, would you accept this color? All right. Don't ask them or suggest to them, hey, if I knock a little off the price, what if I knock some money off? What if I discount it for you? Use the phrase, for the right proposal. For the right proposal, would you be willing to accept this color? Okay, because the right proposal means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. Now, to some folks, it does mean a big discount or discounting the vehicle. To other folks, it might mean throw in some floor mats or give me a full tank of gas. Don't limit it to just you throwing money away. Okay, now, I know those other things do cost money, and I'm not discounting that for the dealer, but that's a whole lot better. I'm sure your dealer would rather fill a tank with gas or throw in some floor mats versus knocking 500, 1,000, 2,000, or however much you want to give up out on the lot. Don't do that. For the right proposal, would you be willing to accept this color? And the same thing goes with equipment. And I kind of lump these two together because it's a very similar objection. Is it doesn't have the right equipment. It doesn't have the flip-down DVD, or it has too much equipment. However you want to go with it. It's missing some things that I wanted, or it doesn't have, or it has too much and I didn't want. Okay, so the first thing you say is, okay, well, aside from that, you minimize it. Aside from not having a DVD, is there anything that would prevent you from buying this vehicle today? Ask that question, minimize it. And then you go into the next, which is if they persist, and then you just offer, hey, for the right proposal, would you be willing to consider, or would you accept? I'm sorry, if you say willing to consider, and we want to go for a little bit more of a commitment, but would you be willing to accept this vehicle for the right proposal? Again, it's the same thing, for the right proposal. Okay, for the right proposal, would you be willing to ? All right. Let's not be order takers. Let's go for it. Let's try and let's ask them, because a lot of people will. For the right proposal, they will. Okay?